Welcome back everyone to today's tutorial. I've decided to do a very creative app for you in which I called Smart Bite, which is an app for customized meal plan for your daily routine that you can use to achieve a goal. Uh, as you can see here in our app, we have a lot of options, like you have to choose your metabolism, your goal, whether you want to cut, bulk or maintain weight, put your height, age, your current weight. All of these informations are needed, your gender of course, and the language of generated text, and you'll get customized and detailed meal plan with the calories and everything fully, with a full description of it. And all of this will be done using the Gemini API. And let's start. As you can see here, as I said, we'll be using Gemini API, and for this you can just create an account, and then you can easily get your API key for free, of course. You just have to click on create API key right here, and you'll get your key there. We'll be using React Native Paper, which is a UI library. I've been using this for a couple of years right now. Sorry, I won't go through the installation because it's very basic. You just have to follow the documentation right here. Don't forget to copy this in your Babel file, and then don't forget to wrap your whole app with a paper provider. You can also refer to all of this in the project that I will put its link on the video description. You'll find the GitHub repo on it. We'll also use Google Generative AI to make our calls to the Gemini API here. As you can see here, we will be using Gemini 1.5 Flash. There are other modules like Pro. And we will also use React Native Snap Carousel. I've been also using this for a couple of years. It's a very solid and really creative carousel. There are a lot of variations here. As you can see, you can even use it in your projects. One more thing, when you install React Native Carousel, you have to install this version, this specific version, because the latest version is not stable and you might end up having issues. So you just have to type the name of the package and you put add and the specific version. So here, as you can see, forget also you have this screen. I've made two screens, index and meal prep, those bunch of images. You can copy those from the project. You'll find in the GitHub repo. The layout, I just edited, the layout file. Our initial route will be index instead of tabs, and you will add meal prep, of course, to the list of screens here. And as you know, Expo is file-based routing system. If people are familiar with Next.js, should know this. So here we have a simple screen, like a just screen with a lorem ipsum text with a navigation button. Nothing special. I won't go through this. You can just copy this, and you can install this extension, which is called lorem ipsum. You just have to type Shift, Alt, and P, and then you can type there lorem, and you can have multiple options here. I'll just click on insert paragraph, and you'll have full paragraph. This is very good if you want to fill like some descriptions or something without referring to Google or copying any text from the internet. We have here navigation, nothing special here. I've used React Navigation Native. There is nothing special on this screen, just a simple screen with some text and a button. Overall, let's move to the next screen right here, which is the meal prep, and it's the most important screen or component for us today. As you can see here, we have an empty screen, nothing special on this, and we will start working. It will be a very pretty long video, I guess so, because there will be a lot of things right here. Everything will be going on in this. So yeah, before I start, I just want you to know that in case you encounter any errors, you can just copy this project and start over again, or just follow the version of the dependencies in case you had some errors and everything, because it happens sometimes. So let's start. The first thing we will do is let's define some variables here. The first variable, okay, let's type here const API key. We will put our API key from the Gemini. You don't have to copy mine here because I'll just delete this and change it. You can just have it for free, so there will be no use of copying mine. You can just copy this like here, as you can see. And okay, let's later, what else should we do? Okay, let's define also the Gen AI right here, and let's type new Google Generative AI, and we put our API key there. Yeah, I forgot this typo here there. I recommend people to use prettier for code formatting and ESLint. I won't be using ESLint for this project because it's a very small project. I mean, it doesn't really require a lot of things, a lot of thinking, but in bigger projects, guys, I just advise you to use ESLint. It's very useful extension. You'll get a lot of errors like underlined codes, but it's very sufficient if you want to figure out the unused imports or if you have some issues in your code. So we will define our model. We'll just put like const model equals gen AI dot get generative model. Here we will define our model. As I said, I will be using Gemini 1.5 Flash. You can use a Pro, but Flash is fair for me. For this moment, for this project. You can use Pro, which is, I guess, much more advanced. And we will also, okay, what else should we define? We'll define the width because we will need this later. Type here viewport width. Some people like been asking me for some time, how are you able to have this knowledge in React.js and everything? Because all of this started with React.js. I used to be an Angular developer back in the days like 2018, but I wanted to switch to React, but I couldn't. I don't know if you remember, but back in the days 2017 and 18, Ionic Angular was hyped up. Like you can build mobile applications using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. It was something new for me, even though Ionic was released before, but it was the first time that I was introduced to it, and I was very fascinated. I mean, so I started working with Ionic Angular, then I went to Angular, and I was very satisfied with Angular because I didn't think that React was very good back in the days. The first time I switched to React.js was in 2020, summer 2020. It was the first time trying to learn React. It was very hard because Angular and React are so much different. And it's really, they have so much different logic. And it was really hard to learn React because my brain was stuck with Angular. I thought that React is the same. I didn't think that React was just a library and Angular was a whole framework. So I got stuck there. I couldn't even realize that there was a lot of difference between these two. So I started to understand a little bit how to do reusable components, the hooks, Redux, and props and everything like related to React until I mastered it. Yeah, so you can use this snippet, by the way, if you want to get generated snippets from React, like AS7, React Redux, React Native. It's very useful. Uh, and with the Tab 9 extension, like you can get code snippets and code completion, like instead of writing the whole thing. But I really suggest you to write this on your own if you are a beginner, because you need to get used to type such things. And once you get used to it, when you feel it became a bit boring, like that's when you can start like installing extensions like Tab 9 and AS7, which will allow you to get like some code snippets or code completion. So as I said, like that's how I learned React. Then I moved to React Native. My first project in React was an e-commerce shop, an e-commerce like project, I used Redux in that project. It was really tough to learn Redux, but it was super easy after that. I mean, it was the easiest thing. But I don't use it always, because I don't think that using Redux in every project makes you look smarter. But no, I mean, the more libraries you install, if you don't need it, you don't have to install it. So in such projects, for example, that we are building right now, we won't be needing like Redux. Maybe later, if the project gets bigger and you will have a lot of state management, that's when we should use maybe like Redux. But if you are just working on something very basic, you don't have to. So as I said, like we need metabolism, the goal, height, age, weight, gender. Those are very important to determine your meal plan. I mean, if you ever went to a nutritionist, it probably will tell you to fill these information first, because he needs it to define you a complete meal plan. So yeah, let's define right now, let's say const metabolisms, and we'll define our metabolisms right now. We'll have like type and image right here. The type, as you can see, like endomorph, mesomorph, and ectomorph. The images, as I mentioned earlier, you can find them in the assets folder. You can clone the project and copy them, or you can just download them, or use any type of images you want. So yeah, and some people been questioning me what's the difference between Expo and React Native CLI. I will just as a very easy answer, I'll try to simplify this. Expo is much more lighter. I do think Expo is for projects who doesn't use native modules. Most of my projects, honestly, I use React Native CLI because, for example, I use like the augmented reality libraries or maps like Mapbox or something, and these require native modules, and you can just use these libraries if you work with Expo. But the good thing about Expo that even if you don't have like a good machine, you can build and see the results live on your real device. Like you have to install Expo Go, and you can just build the app and see everything live while you are coding, even see the errors and everything. And it's really good because I don't have a very powerful machine right now, like a computer. That's why I avoid sometimes using the emulator, because it makes my computer suffer. And I prefer using my own device, whether it's iOS and Android. So here let's work on the Gemini text. I will set the loading because we will need an activity indicator. When the text is being generated, we will have an activity indicator. So of course we will set loading to true. We've set this later to false in the and we'll have const result. We'll do await async, async await. So we have await model generate content prompt, because the prompt is what we will use to generate the text. We'll have a response, result.response, and const Gemini text, and we can just type here response dot text. Sorry, it's text here. Yeah, I guess, yeah, let's set text to, of course, the Gemini text. And yeah, for the error, we will need, of course, to display the error. So we'll set error to error dot, I guess, no, just error here. And finally, let's just here set the loading to false. This is in case we got everything was good, so we will no more need the activity indicator loading here. So this is for fetching the Gemini text, but there is one thing more important that we will be doing right now. So let's define the function. Okay, let's just say, for example, let's type here const handle generated, or let's say handle generate meal plan. Let's avoid typing Gemini, sorry. Let's type const prompt. So here where we will put everything. So please here use template string, don't use the regular ones, because you will put some variables inside, and if you are focused enough, you will realize what type of variables, or what are the variables that we will be typing right here. So as I said, we'll just put here all the information defined in that we will define, like generate a meal plan for and let's type here first the gender. The gender is very important when defining a meal plan. It differs from a gender to another. So let's type here with the following. Here we will put all the parameters, or let's say the details. For example, let's start with metabolism. Every metabolism has its own like diet, specific diet. So if your friend is endomorph and you are mesomorph, you can just use the same meal plan. That won't give you the same results, honestly. Your goal, cutting, is losing weight, as I said, bulking or maintaining weight. So your height, the age also. It's let's type current weight first. Yeah, so provide meal preparation instructions with total, and our prompt needs to be very defined. I'm per meal. Calorie count. We need to have very defined prompt to get the best result. We will choose the language, of course, whether you want, we will define it later, French, English, German. You can put Arabic too. It really depends on what you want. What else can we type here? We need as much details as possible. I guess this is fair enough. Yeah, I guess this is more than enough here. Yeah. And let's type here fetch Gemini text, and you will pass the prompt there. Yep. So I guess everything seems good for the moment. If I forgot something or anything, I will just fix it later. Otherwise, you can find the full code. You can just copy it in case like you miss something or anything. So let's render metabolism item. This is for our carousel that we'll be using later. So we need to define our item list. For this, I will use touchable opacity. As usual, we have to define some styles here, but first let's define on press. Let's just type here set metabolism to item dot type as defined above, and we won't be defining styles here, but let's do it here in our view. Let's define style, and let's just type here styles, but we'll define it later. We'll have multiple styles. This is in case we will have the normal state and the active state. So the normal state will display the normal style, and once the user clicks on an item in the carousel, it will have another style, which the item will be highlighted with the blue color borders. So that's how the user will know or realize that he clicked on the item. Otherwise, you won't know which metabolism you chose. So here we'll have carousel item, which is the normal state, and we will have here some sort of like a condition, like metabolism equals item.type. This in case it was clicked, we will just display styles carousel. What should we name this? We need the carousel item selected. You always have to here I have, I guess, I have a typo there. It's not style sheet, it's styles. So don't forget, you always have to make very meaningful names for your functions or styles to understand, to better understand your code later, or for future developers, because probably you won't be the only one working on that code. We'll define the image, of course, source, which is also defined above. So it's image, as we define it in the metabolisms. We'll have style, so it will be let's say styles dot what should we name this? Naming is also very hard. It's much more harder than coding itself. So let's name this carousel image. And what else do we need? We need a text, of course, to display the metabolism name. Of course, we will style it. It will be a basic style for this part. Let's just name this carousel text. I will close our text, and we'll just type here item.type as defined above. And I guess this is everything we need for the carousel item. I guess this is all we need right now let's now start our view. So let's just type here save area view to guarantee that there will be no issues with the view later. We don't have like text like above the screen and everything, and it makes sure it suits all the screen of your device. Container, let's just type here touchable opacity. I guess it's much better if you put here some sort of like icon of narrow back button. When you click, you go back to the previous screen, because probably we'll have multiple screens for this app. because as you know, I mean, we can develop a lot of features for this app. So I do think that we will have multiple screens, and for better UX, it's better to have such buttons to guarantee to the user that he has the ability to navigate freely to the app. Because if you forget the button, I mean, he will have to just quit the app and then re-enter again. That's not good. So I use Ionicons. There are a lot of other libraries for this, favicons or material icon, etc. Sorry. Yeah. So we'll define color, which is the white, and let's say size here to 30. Let me close the window. Yeah. So right now we will need to do a scroll view, because we will need to scroll our screen, of course. And for this, I will put everything here, I guess. So for the style, let's define a style. Let's just put padding 20. You can put any style you want here. I mean, for me, padding 20 is fair enough for me. I won't really be focusing on the UI a lot here, because this is not my main goal. My main goal is to display you guys how to work with Gemini API and to generate the text and everything, detailed text. And we will style our text here. We'll just say metabolism. This is some sort of label for every input. So you can just copy this later, because it will be the same thing. So yeah, here we will start our carousel, and I do advise you guys to just check the documentation before, because it's really rich and you have a lot of options. You can use any options you want. They have multiple, as I showed you earlier, they have variety of options, and yeah, you can choose whatever you want. So you just have to check the docs first. So we defined our render metabolism item, which we defined earlier. Slider width, we defined this above when we started coding, if you remember. Yeah, I always advise people to check the docs before following any tutorial. It's okay to just follow the tutorial, but it's much better to pause the video and then go and check the docs, understand a little bit what's going on with it. Check even the issues, because when you check the issues, you probably realize that there are no perfect libraries. Every library has its issues. So at least you understand, if you face the same issues, you'll be able to solve this in case it was solved. So yeah, here we'll define active slide alignment center, inactive slide opacity, and inactive slide scale. It's when the item is not fully displayed, so you have that little bit of opacity. So here we have an attribute called container custom style, which is for the carousel, in which you can define your your customized style. So just type carousel container for this. We already defined our customized style for the selected item earlier, so we just have to define the carousel container. Here the same thing for the title, our label. I should have named that a label, but it doesn't matter right now. It's not very important for this video. Let's define this styles. Okay, dot chip. We'll use ship from React Native Paper. It's a normal chip. I avoid using picker. As you can see here, you will say just why he didn't use the picker. I don't like it. It's very ugly, and I I always try to avoid using picker, whether for iOS or Android. Both are super ugly. I mean, you'll have to spend a lot of time to style it to get something a little bit more beautiful in terms of design. That's why I always try to avoid picker. I'll just use a chip which is much more, because we just have 3 items, we don't have like 20, so there will be really no need to choose a picker for this, honestly. But that's super ugly. I mean, I will be very lazy to to just work with it. So we define here our 3 goals, which are cutting, bulking, maintain weight. We will have to map through this, and we will map through, okay, let's dot map, and let's just type here type, and yeah, so here we'll define our ship. I use auto import, so if you you have to check whether you have the auto import functionality or not. Like sometimes it doesn't work, so always have to check. So we'll put type here because type is already unique. We have cutting, bulking, maintain weight, so nothing special on it. Selected goal equals type. We have on press here, and let's just type here set goal to goal here to type, sorry. So we'll style here, we'll just put we need something same logic, like when you click on it, it needs to change the style. So we'll have the normal state style, which we will call ship, and if this condition, if it's clicked, so we'll have to do like chip selected. It's a very like, this is in case you want to have customized styling for some states or anything, you can use that. For the text style, we'll just type here style dot shape text, sorry, typo here. Yeah, nothing special on this. So let's close our ship here, and let's just type here. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, this is for our goal. Everything seems good for the moment. I don't want to refresh or check the results. Honestly, this is how I work. Some people like just say why they are doing this. You just have to check your code every time you type a line of code, but I don't work that way, especially in smaller projects. As you can see here, I'll probably run out of a lot of errors right now because of missing styles and everything. I'm pretty sure of that. Use state. You see, this is why I avoid like building my app right now. I just want to finish everything and then do fixing. So let's click here and let's go. Okay, styles, as I said, I mean, I always try to avoid to such things, like, because some people have different logic, like they want to every line of code they need to just check the results and everything. No, for me, I can imagine what's going on in the code, especially for the styling, because I've been coding for a long time right now, so I know I can imagine the code. But it's just for smaller screens. Like, I'm not a machine to just work on like bigger components, because this project is a little bit small. I don't really have to put a lot of effort on it. If I work on bigger projects or for some clients, of course I have to check every 2 line of code, check the results and everything. But for this small projects, I'll just have to finish everything, then fix everything once and for all. And yeah, that's how I work. Doesn't mean that I don't check my code now, but for smaller projects, just for smaller projects, I prefer working this way, honestly. And this is very, even if you will be having, probably, I'm not sure, we'll be having like multiple screens for this app. I don't think that even those screens won't be very like complex. Like we will have just a list of saved meal plans, for example, or like something very basic, honestly. And I guess this screen will be the most complex one for this app. Um, yeah, I don't think that we will have a lot of complex stuff, so that's why I don't have to put so much effort and install a lot of like libraries like ESLint or anything for this project. But for bigger ones, as I mentioned earlier, yes, I use ESLint for bigger projects. So that's why I require you guys to use ESLint. If you didn't do, just pause the video right now and install ESLint for your project. Configure ESLint. You can find all the docs in the official ESLint website. Configure it and work on it. And you will probably see a lot of errors right now. And that's what I don't want to see, especially in a smaller project. I don't want to see those underlined and like you missed styling or anything. No. But if you install ESLint, you will probably get a lot of red underlined line of codes because we didn't yet configure our styling. Some probably we forgot some imports, who knows. So we will get a bunch of errors for this project. And as you can see, I didn't use the fully features of TypeScript here because I don't think that this is really needed for this project, even though I should have used TypeScript here. But since it's a very small project, I don't really need to use everything in details. This is not my main goal for this project, because my main goal for this project is to give you like some details or some information how to deal with Gemini API, how to use it, and how to get generated AI text. That's all. But maybe for further videos, I mean, if you checked my previous videos, I fully worked with TypeScript, with complex stuff and everything. For example, if you checked my latest tutorial on how to integrate Mapbox with React Native, TypeScript, etc., it was a pretty big project because we did have a lot of line of codes, a lot of complex stuff that you won't even find in any kind of YouTube video in the whole YouTube. That's how I use TypeScript, because you will be needing it. But for this project now, I don't think I really need to put so much effort on it. Because as I said, like my main goal is just to show you how to deal with Gemini API. So we've worked on some stuff here. Okay, I have an error here, as you can see in below in the bottom right of my screen. I have that prettier extension screaming out there, telling me to stop, telling me please stop, you have an error here. So where is the error? I should have used this. No, I should have not used this lint here. I don't need it. No, not here. Yeah, okay, male, female, chip key, chip text. Okay, so what's the issue here? Okay. So now I don't think it's the view, because the view, it's all good with the view. So if I refresh unexpected token, type, okay, I don't think this will be the issue. No, I don't think so. The printer is still screaming out there, asking for mercy, asking me to fix. Okay, yeah, yep. See, that's why I don't need ESLint or anything for this project, because I might encounter problems, of course, but not very tough ones. So I really don't think that I'll need ESLint for this project. So let's define here, what is it? Yeah, we have to define the language. Okay, view, yeah, the language here. Yeah, I guess it would be the same thing, same logic. English, let's put French and German. You can put Arabic, Indian, any kind of language you want. So I guess this will be the same logic here. I'll just have to do the same thing, set language here, sorry. And okay, you know what? Let's I don't feel okay with this. Let's change this to lang. I mean, because having type, let's make it more meaningful for future usage. I mean, let's change here to lang for language. It's much more, does have more sense than type. Lang here, we have to change this everywhere, like lang there, and set language also, language, and set language to lang, yeah. And there also. So yeah, I guess yeah, this is all for language. So after the language, let's just put like some sort of a button, touchable opacity. This button will generate our text from Gemini API. So let's type here style button, and let's put on press, and let's call our function handle generate meal plan. And yeah, I do think, yeah, so text style styles dot, okay, what should we name this? Let's say button text for this. Okay, and let's type here generate meal plan. Yeah, so after this, let's just have some sort of condition here. The loading, this is for our activity indicator. So when the loading is true, we'll have the activity indicator displayed. We'll define its size, large. You can put small too, but I prefer large to have more visualization of the activity indicator. Let's also define the color. I'll just put this color, I copy it here. You can just put any kind of color you want. And yeah, let's close the activity indicator, of course. But first, let's define the style. Styles dot, let's just type here loading. And let's close our activity indicator. So this is for the loading. After the loading, we'll have to work on the error. So this is in case we encounter an error. Hopefully we don't. So if we have an error here, we'll just play a normal text. Probably it will be, of course, red color. We'll define this later in the styling. And as I said, if you encounter any issues or anything, you can just refer to the code here. I will just drop the link of the GitHub repo of the project in the video description, and you can just copy it if you face any kind of error. So we have if you have like text here, we'll just display. If you, of course, you will style the view. I know there are a lot of styling here, but it's very important. This is very basic. I mean, you can just put the styles in a separate file, of course, and you can just call them that. Since this is a very small project, I don't really have to do so. because doing that will make your project lighter. But since this project is very small, so yeah, I don't really need to do extra effort for this. So here we'll have your generated meal plan, and here we'll define our text. Let's just style this as usual, styles dot, let's name this result text, and here we'll put our generated text from the Gemini API. So yeah, I mean, I guess everything seems okay for the moment. And yeah, now let's choose. So let's try our app right now after defining the styles. We have a screen here, it looks good. So we have our carousel, as you can see. We have the list of metabolism here, the goal, the height, and the age. Let's just try to define something right now. Okay, we have our button there, back button, normal text. This is our final output. So okay, let's just use the carousel. It looks pretty solid right here. Let's choose endomorph. For example, you can choose anything you want. Let's put a random example. Let's say like cutting, for example. I want to lose weight. Let's just type any number here. 1 meter 72. Let's type the age. Let's say, I don't know, 29, for example, and the current weight 70. The gender male, and for the language, let's just choose English, and let's click on generate meal plan. As you can see here, we'll have the activity indicator running out there, and let's just wait for a moment. Here we are. We have our full detailed meal plan. So we have generated meal plan for male endomorph cutting. We have the calories, so 1800 calories, which is correct because this is the amount of calories I'm taking while I'm cutting. The amount of protein, 150 grams, that's correct too, because you can calculate this using your age and your height and everything. It's with your weight. You have a full meal plan for your whole day and your whole phase. Can you imagine this? You can now use this app to help you like set your goal, and we'll in the future videos we will try to save this meal plan into a PDF file and to the local storage when you can access it later in case you need it. So yeah, I guess this is everything for today, and hopefully I'll see you in the next videos, and I hope you learned something new. Hope you learned how to use Gemini API for this. So see you later, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video again, and ciao.